Hello. So I was just talking to somebody about power content. Power content is top of funnel stuff, but the only reason that this works really well right now, the only way it works right now is you've got volume. Now, it's suggested that we put content out for £5 a day and get volume, okay? Well, you can, but there's a caveat to this, which I wanted to take you through because I'm finding a lot of people don't get this, and then they're going, this doesn't work. It doesn't work if we don't do it properly, okay? There's more to it than just putting out one ad every day at £5 a day, or $5 or €5, and that is the cost per 25% video view. Now this board's a bit of a mess because we were showing off how this all works. As people were asking questions, we then were answering them, okay? So I'll take you through what all this means quick. I mean, I could just tidy up, but let's just try it as it is. And if you want me to give you a tidier version, just comment below and I can send you over. I'll make it in a little document for you. Why is volume really important right now? Well, at the moment we're at a time where there are more people selling than there are buying. It's a buyer's market, the same as in property. We know that property prices come down, more people know they can put offers in because there are not enough people wanting to buy. Okay, it's the same with any service. Whenever the economy shrinks a bit, whenever there's problems with the economy, whenever we have inflation is usually a point that our money's not as valuable as it used to be. Right now, we're in a moment of inflation for the last 3 years, and I'm sure you're noticing it with the food and the products and services you're buying. And that has a knock-on effect to everybody's business, okay? Especially if you have a service that people don't immediately understand they need at the moment, okay? So bearing all this in mind, because you need more people to see your offer, okay, you're going to need to know how to bring that amount in. And if you only have a small budget because of inflation right now, which is very likely if you're watching this, then you need to know how to maximize your ad spend. And there is a way of doing this, which is fantastic. Aren't we lucky? And that is using video, okay? Video Facebook ads, okay? Why do we do this? Because we also know if we can put out a really powerful top of funnel video that captures the attention of our ideal clients, then we can retarget them at a very low cost. But first of all, you need to bring those people in to see you, okay? There is one way that people have been doing this for years, which is Facebook lead forms, where you capture the details as in emails and telephone numbers and their names and maybe addresses. But because the market got saturated, it means lots of people were doing the same thing. Thank you, Russell Brunson and co. It meant that most people knew when they put their details into a form, if they put their best email in and their best telephone number, that someone's likely to actually email them and call them, send them text messages, and it gets boring after a time. Nobody actually wants that anymore. Nobody wants to be sold to. So what happens with lead forms at the moment is people do their best to put in a fake email address, a fake telephone number if they have to, if you've got fields and then you go, oh, it'll be okay because they will have to put it in, so therefore I can email them with my list, I can call them. People just fake it, okay? They just put someone else's number in, whatever will make the field fill in, okay? I don't know about you, I've done it enough times. I want something for free. So how does this work? I said, well, this is brilliant. I'm going to say this is pretty much foolproof as long as you've got your copy right. Okay, but how does the volume bit work? If you can get your cost per 25% video view down on your 3 to 5 minute video down to just 7p right now, this is 7 cents, yeah? It means you get to bring in 500 people into your warm list that you can then retarget, okay? And we know that if you've got at least 1,000 of these, then you can retarget them for pennies, okay? So, how do you get that though? That's the question. Well, you have to test, unless you're extremely lucky, and use copy. So you put an ad out every 7 days until you get it down to that. But just what happens if you haven't got time to do that? Because a lot of people haven't. Some people got a little bit of extra money they can spend on this. So this is why we were doing this math today. Okay, let me just move my tripod. Okay, so let's say that you've got a little bit more time than money, like us. Our mentor suggests that you need to, a KPI that she goes for is under $1 for a video view, okay? So 25% of your video gets viewed for £1 or $1. That will bring in 35 leads per week for £35, Okay, that's pretty good going, isn't it? It's not bad, is it? So basically a £5 a lead. But imagine this. Imagine that you got good with your copy, or you had someone write it for you, and you get testing, and in your cost per 25% video view comes down. And let's say you get to about 25p for 25% video view. Let's say you're then busy. You still want to be bringing in your 500 per week. What can you do instead? This happens to a lot of people. In fact, sometimes people can't get past 25 pence or even 30 pence per cost per video view because of the industry they're in, the niche they're in. And that's okay. That's actually pretty good. If you're just putting £5 a day in, yeah, and you got it 25 pence per video view, you're bringing in 140 people per week on that. That's pretty good going for a £5 a day, isn't it? That's basically 142. That's 280. It's 560. It's 560 people a month for £210. Oh, I'd be happy with that, wouldn't you? But let's say you want to speed this up a bit, and let's say you are paying 25 pence for 25% video view. All you need to do is increase this, okay? And you've got maths here that you can use, okay? So let's just say I'm getting it in for like 25p. It's bringing 140 per week. Let's times that by 3. 3 14s are 28, 32, 42, 44. So basically 15. If you put £15 on that, you can't see, so it turns you around. Oh, being close, isn't it? If you put £15 on that day instead of 5, you'd bring in 420 a week, which is pretty close, isn't it? Because that brings you close to, that's 820, 840, 1680. It's pretty good. Close enough. So that's what you could do instead. So all you need to do is, if you don't have time to keep testing your top of funnel, you could just put extra money on. So like, this is ideal for people with a bit more money than time. If they haven't got time to keep testing, you can do it this way around instead and just add a bit of money to your daily ad cost. Something else you can do, that if you don't have money, okay, don't have a lot of money right now and you want to be doing this, just keep testing power content every single day on your organic feed. And as soon as you get at least 1,000 into your warm audience, that's for people who've watched 25% video view, into your warm audience, yeah, just boost them. Boost them. You can boost them for a little £1 a day. Maybe do it. I mean, we tend to do it like £3 a day over 3 days, and see which ones resonate. And then you can test it that way as well for much less money. And then if you find the ones that people resonate with, try them top of funnel as well. Now, if you want to learn more about what we're doing here to get cheaper audience, cheaper leads, cheaper costs per call and all this kind of stuff, I'm happy to chat right now. I love this method. It's just the best I've ever seen. Never seen anything like this in my life, and I've been in business a long time. So if you're interested in building your audience, getting better awareness in your industry and getting book calls in, this is marketing and advertising. I'm not promising you're going to get immediate results from doing this, because this is going to top of funnel. People who don't know you yet, and we're in a really, really tough time right now, where you've got thousands and thousands and thousands of people selling the same things what you've got. If you want to sell quicker, you've got to show up and show them that you are experienced and know what you're talking about. Otherwise, you're just the same as everybody else with a little flat ad on the internet. Who's going to pay any attention to that? So this is a really quick way of showing up. And the next thing I do once we get 1,000 in is actually showing what you do. You know, so people can actually see your experience and they can trust you. Okay, that's the other thing I do. Okay. Lots of things that you can do with this, though, once you get going. Retargeting, brilliant. The other thing is that right now, if you've got a massive email list, and it's actually a good one from before, I'm talking about before the market got saturated and people put fake stuff in, you could actually retarget those emails. Okay, and you can retarget them with what we call Hot 7 sequence, which is really, really specially structured. Hot 7 is the 7 scripts. We've got 7 structures. They will be personalized to you. And what you find is there's always 2 to 3% of people who want to buy what you got right now. They'll be looking. And if they don't see you, they're going to see some other little punk on TikTok who's selling the same thing as what you've got, who's going to persuade them because they can see his face, hear his voice and see his body language, okay? So you know, if you want to take advantage of the fact you've got an email list right now and you want to use videos to attract the people who want what you've got, give me a shout. I can show you that. In fact, I give you it for free if you chat to me for 10 minutes.